Welcome back to the channel, folks. And today we're going to be weathering this Clinchfield boxcar. It's a really nice piece from AccuRail. It's got a lot of detail to it, and yeah, we're going to make it look a little bit better, hopefully, by the end of this. What you're going to need some paint. I've got some enamel here, and it is just a flat rusty brown and just a semi-gloss or a flat black. You can mix those together and come up with quite a few different colors. You're also going to want some goof off. So it's basically just paint thinner. It's a lot cheaper than getting the little jars of paint thinner. These are about $4 a bottle. That was about $11 for, I don't know, a really big bottle. Anyway, you also want some dull coat, some chalk, different chalks for different colors, usually like a rust, a black, some sandy colors usually go good with this. Then you want some brushes. This one's a dedicated chalk brush. These are more dedicated for paints. But yeah, you want to make sure you have a few brushes and some things on hand. So with that being said, let's get started. So as you can see here, it doesn't look perfect. There's little places that are a little darker and whatnot, but that's okay. That was intentional. Those little dark spots are where all these little things come together at the top, and I can blend that in with different colored paints like I was doing on the roof. I'll turn it up that way. You can see where I kind of blended it a little bit there, and then with chalk here in a little bit, you'll be able to blend that even more with some lighter tones to give it the desired effect. But remember, this is just step one. Let's move on. Now looking at the bottom here, I used more of a rusty color on the metal components, and then the boards I did in this creosote sooty black color, and the side of the beam that sticks up there kind of did a rust brown, and then I went back over it with a very washed out black. And once you hit it with some chalk, it'll give an appearance of having some undercoating on it, but some of the undercoating's come off and it's beginning to rust a little bit. You can kind of see the hue from black to brown there. So that's kind of the desired effect. On the bottoms, I like to spend a little extra time down there to make it look good on the inside. Also, if you're doing a coal car or a gon, you take a little bit of time to do the inside. You flip it over on the top different beam work and stuff. You can make the beams look a little bit rusty and give things a different effect like that. But yeah, there's no right or wrong way. Just got to get in there and do it. My opinion is on things like this, anytime you have a hard line, if there's like a bubble or paint bubbled out, you want to hit that with some thinner and like wipe it down or streak it away or blow it, or even use a cotton swab, put some thinner on it, and then just kind of rub over it very lightly, and it'll remove just the top layer. But it'll also remove things like your decals and sometimes the paint, depending on what type of cars you have and what kind of paint they used. All right, so now we're going to get our chalk sets out here, and we're going to start working on that a little bit. The ones that I'm going to focus on most at first is going to be the rust colors. You want to get your rust on, so all of your metal components, you want to get your rust on the bottom and things like that, because once you go back with the black later, it'll be a lot easier to turn things black than it will be to turn something black into something brown. So you want to start with lighter colors and then work your way up there. The last color I like to do is sand. So I'll use my sand along the bottom lightly at the end. And anywhere that there might be a tone imbalance, or I want to tone this down, I can put a little bit of that sand color up there because it's lighter, and it'll help the two kind of meld together. So let's get to it. Now, one thing to remember whenever you're putting your chalk on is whenever you hit it with the dull coat, a lot of that chalk is just going to disappear. So you want to go a little bit heavier. Now, don't go too heavy, because after you dull coat it, you can always come back and re-chalk a little bit, which is what I like to do, because sometimes with the fresh dull coat, it'll also it'll help it adhere and stick a little bit better. So if you have problems, you can't get it to stick with the dull coat, just dull coat it once and then touch it up with some more chalk. Now remember, this part, be very, very easy with it. Just little spurts. Like, that's good. Just a little bit more. Yeah. All right. You don't want to completely cover it like you would a car. And then there we go. It's pretty much dry. I wouldn't touch it, but that is how she sits for now. So now I'm just going to repeat the process on the other side, in the roof, in the floor, in both ends, and it's done. Remember, start with your paint. Usually your black paint first, followed up with your lighter paints. After that, you want to do a light chalking, and then you're going to dull coat it. And then after you dull coat it, go back over the chalk with some more chalk and touch up the areas that you're not too pleased with. In this case, it actually looks pretty good, but I'm going to go back and put a little bit more sandy color around the bottom, just a little bit around the corners. But feel free to do whatever you want. It's part of the hobby. Alright, well, last night my camera ended up cutting out as I was putting the final touches on it. But this is the boxcar that sits. That is a beautiful looking car. Wouldn't you agree? That is a beautiful looking car. I do say so myself. Now remember, I still have to get some metal wheels for this, so those are temporary for now. But you can see the detailing in the boards and the rust on the metal components along the bottom. I would say this is one of my best ones yet. Remember, just a little bit of paint and some chalk and a whole lot of time. These will take you about 5 hours to do if you spend a lot of time and do it. If you rush through it and do it in about an hour, can't say that the results will look this good. But if you truly take your time with it, you can make a masterpiece. It'll last for years to come. That's just beautiful. Remember folks, if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to leave a comment below, like the video, and give it a share. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If this kind of content makes you excited, go ahead and let me know down below in the comment section. And I would like to try to start working on getting a raffle, maybe $5 a ticket, and winner takes one of these beautiful cars home. So if you like that idea, let me know below. We could do some sort of a giveaway, figure out what type of car everybody would be interested in for a raffle, and yeah, try to send somebody home with one of these masterpieces. But until next time folks, take care. Peace.